10 years. Every day for 10 years, I have been bullied and attacked. And I was the most trolled person in the entire world, man or woman. And I'm still here.
You say the narrative with Kate, it didn't happen. So specifically, did you make Kate cry?
No.
Former Meghan Markle's staff just came out and revealed how much of a bully she allegedly is. And apparently, even Prince Harry's grandparents never really liked her. But honestly, that's not even the main thing people are stuck on right now. Because all of this is coming out right after Meghan went on record saying she was basically the most bullied person online for years. And that alone raised a lot of eyebrows, because if you actually look back, she's been hit with those same kinds of allegations herself. And I mean, let's be real for a second. We all know she's not exactly loved in the UK, and a lot of people feel like Harry's image took a hit too, and they blame her for that. Yeah, I know, it's a lot. So, let's just get into it.
My wish for you is that you continue. Continue to be who and how you are, to astonish a mean world with your acts of kindness.
When Harry and Meghan first sat down for that interview with Oprah Winfrey, I'm not even gonna lie, a lot of people felt bad for them. They talked about pressure, feeling isolated, and even hinted at racism inside the royal family. At the time, most people were like, okay, this sounds serious.
I remember so often people within the firm would say, well, you can't do this because it'll look like that. You can't, so even, can I go and have lunch with my friends? No, you're oversaturated, you're everywhere. And I said, I've left the house twice in 4 months. I'm everywhere, but I am nowhere. And from that standpoint, I continued to say to people, I know there's an obsession with how things look, but has anyone talked about how it feels? Because right now, I could not feel lonelier.
But fast forward a few years later, and now people are like, wait, why does this story keep repeating? Because it didn't stop with Oprah. They followed that up with their Netflix series, where again, they talked about being under constant pressure and basically feeling like they were under attack from the media. And people pointed out how ironic that felt, because at the same time, they were everywhere. Interviews, appearances, statements. It didn't really feel like they were stepping away from the spotlight. And Meghan kept talking about the emotional toll, saying leaving the royal family was her freedom flight, like she had to get out for her own peace. But now, they're back in the headlines again, doing appearances, speaking at events, and sharing their side of things. And some people are starting to feel like this whole "we're under attack" narrative just never really stops. And that's where the criticism starts coming in. Because some people feel like they're either constantly trying to get sympathy or turning that whole experience into something they can benefit from. And then Harry saying things like he never wanted to be a working royal because it killed his mother. That added another layer to it, and because people were like, okay, but then why have a huge royal wedding at Windsor with celebrities everywhere? Like, let's be honest. If the goal was a quiet life, that wasn't exactly giving quiet. And then this week, Meghan told students in Australia that she had been bullied online for years, even saying she felt like the most trolled person in the world.
10 years. Every day for 10 years, I have been bullied and attacked. And I was the most trolled person in the entire world, man or woman. And I'm still here. And so when I think of all of you and what you're experiencing, I think so much of that is having to realize that, that industry, that billion-dollar industry that is completely anchored and predicated on cruelty to get clicks, that's not going to change.
Now, don't get me wrong, being in the public eye comes with a lot of negativity, and that's not okay. But the internet was like, hold on, because people immediately started bringing up the allegations against her. And this is where things get messy, because there have been reports for years now about how she treated staff behind the scenes. Former employees have come forward claiming she was difficult to work with, some even saying they felt intimidated. Nothing fully proven, but the pattern of those stories, people noticed. And that's why when she says she's been the victim, some people aren't fully buying it. Like one comment literally said, "She is not a victim. Anyone coming in contact with her are victims." Another one went even further and said, "These two should never be allowed to talk to teenagers. It's very concerning that parents are not aware of how damaging they are." And then there's this one that really went viral. This vile woman bullied Harry's grandparents, and he sat back and let it happen. Oh, the hypocrisy. Sickening. Now, that's a strong statement, but it connects to something people have been talking about for a while now. Because allegedly, Prince Philip was one of the most skeptical people in the family when it came to Meghan. There are claims from biographers that he warned Harry early on, basically saying something along the lines of, "You date actresses, you don't marry them."
Yeah, we get it. They've been alleged to be racist. He had made racial statements over the years, so yeah, we get it. They don't like Meghan because she's half black. They could stop resuscitating the story over and over, just to have something to talk about Meghan and be negative about her again.
And apparently, he even had a private nickname for her, comparing her to Wallis Simpson, which is a big deal in royal history. Because that comparison, that's not light. That's basically linking her to one of the biggest royal controversies ever. There were also reports that he didn't understand why Meghan wanted such a public voice, instead of just supporting Harry in his role. And one story that always gets brought up is that after their wedding, he allegedly said something like, "Thank God that's over." Again, alleged. But when you hear all of these things together, people start forming their own opinions. And then when it comes to Queen Elizabeth II, things weren't exactly smooth behind the scenes either, at least according to reports. There was that whole tiara situation before the wedding. The story goes that Meghan wanted a specific tiara, but was told no because of where it came from. And when things got tense, the Queen reportedly stepped in and made it very clear, this isn't something you just demand.
First up, royal correspondent Robert Jobson says that Meghan wanted to wear a tiara with emeralds. And when she was told no, Harry flew into a rage, insisting that whatever Meghan wants, Meghan gets.
That alone had people like, okay, what was really going on? And then came the whole Megxit situation. When Harry and Meghan announced they were stepping back, it reportedly caught the Queen off guard. Like she didn't even get the final say before it went public. And people say that really hurt her. Then the Oprah interview happened while Prince Philip was seriously ill. And that's when reports started coming out that the Queen felt disappointed by how everything was handled. And then the moment that really got people talking. When the Queen passed away, Meghan didn't go to Balmoral. Reports said it was not appropriate for her to come, and people started connecting that to the fact that she had turned down invitations in the past.
What we were hearing at the time, which we couldn't write about, was that Meghan was part of the delay.
Right.
Because she was furious, apparently to the point of screaming on the phone when she found out she was not invited up to Balmoral to join Harry on that plane, that Charles had very firmly said, "No, Harry, you're coming alone."
So in a lot of people's eyes, by that point, the relationship was already strained. And not forgetting, there's also that moment people keep bringing up from when the Queen was still alive. Because according to reports, Queen Elizabeth II allegedly had to step in more than once over how Meghan spoke to staff. And one story in particular always comes up. So this was during the lead up to the wedding. Meghan had gone to Windsor Castle for a menu tasting, just trying out dishes for the big day. And according to claims in a book by royal author Katie Nichols, things got a little tense with one of the staff members. And this is where it gets interesting, because the report says the Queen herself walked in and basically shut it down, telling her, "In this family, we don't speak to people like that." So when you actually step back and look at everything all at once, the staff allegations, the tension with the family, the constant interviews, and then the claims about being bullied, it just feels like two completely different stories being told at the same time. And that's exactly why people are so split on this. You have one side that still fully supports Harry and Meghan and believes they were treated unfairly from the start, but then there's another side looking at all of this and thinking, wait, something here isn't lining up. Because the behavior being described doesn't match the image they're putting out. And now with former staff speaking out again, it's like everything that had kind of died down is suddenly being brought right back up.